Hey YouTube, how you doing? Kevin here coming at you. Okay, so I started making a video and then the damn thing stopped recording, so I'm gonna have to go over everything I did, which was a lot. It would have been a good long video. Anyway, so we're gonna shorten it up, make it short, sweet, and simple. Alright, so I had to top off the radiator with 50/50, and I wanted to share with you guys how I did that. I used this siphon hose right here, which you can get over at the Walmart in the camping section. You might even actually have one yourself. I put the long end in. I took this tube end right here and I stuck it right through the window and filled up the antifreeze in the radiator, just like that. I kind of did the same thing with the gear oil. So, right there, see the white plug? Now, I don't know if you can see it or not, but down below it, basically about 1.5 inches, 2 inches, and then to the right, 1.5 inches, 2 inches, is another plug. That's your drain. The oil I'm using, this is on the 2003 Bombardier Rally 200. I'm using Lucas Synthetic 75 W90 gear oil, and to put it in there, I used a pump that screws in the top, and then you can use the tube and put it in the hole and fill it up. Now, how are you going to fill this? You can stick the tube right in that hole. You're going to pump it up until it starts to come out. And then you're going to wait a second, and you're going to give it 2 extra pumps and make sure it's not a false full. What a false full is when the oil starts to come out and it's not full. So that does happen. It makes like a bubble come up and it'll blow out. So make sure it's not a false full. That's where I'm at with that. I had to do the brakes, which was also in the video. I jacked it up with that, pulled the tires off, and I replaced the 2 front calipers. They're already loaded, but I wanted to show you how these are mounted on. They're held on with 2 bolts, which is basically right down bottom. Alright, here's one right there, and then the other one's right there, and the whole caliper slides off after you undo the brake line. So I did that. I pulled both of those off. I bled them like you would a car, you know. And then to get the hub off, this is the rotor. The piston on the caliper is actually what was stopping it. You just remove the cotter pin and this nut right here, take that off, and then the whole assembly slides out. So I got a phone call last night from the previous owner of this bike, and he said, he lives right up the street. He says to me, he says, I found a whole bunch of parts and pieces to it. So he had the other hub. So I already bought a hub. But he already had the hub, he had the rotor, he had the bolts to use to bolt it on, and look, here's the rest of that broken shaft. He found it. Couldn't believe he found it. And of course it came with an extra nut and the little tab that folds over. So we're going to assemble, or try to assemble it. We're going to run this, the reason why the shaft broke was he over tightened the chain, and that snapped the shaft right clear off. So, we're going to reassemble it. You can see he also used heavy braking. Excuse me. He used heavy braking because this is the only brake he had on the machine. So, that's just not good. So I put the 2 brake pads back in there, but I already did that on my previous video, which you guys will now have seen. So I'm going to try to do this without being in your way, so you can see what I'm doing. My big giant cranium is probably going to be right in the way. Okay. Alright, so I got that part started. That's how the brake is going to be onto the caliper, just like so. And then we'll get a wrench. We'll grab a wrench real quick and tighten that up, which I should have brought out here earlier, which I might have. I thought I did, but apparently I didn't. Double check over here. Things have been kind of crazy lately. Nice, nice, nice. We got that. Got the ratchet. And then we'll tighten down these one at a time. I'm just snugging them, and then I gotta rotate it so I can get to the other one. Pull my jack out. Make sure you guys can see me, what I'm doing. Nope, not quite. Beautiful. There is probably another way of doing this. I just don't know it. So, can't really get to the caliper bolts or anything like that with this rotor in the way, so I'm fishing them. I'm not tightening them all up yet until I get them all situated, at least 3 situated and started. This one, I'll tighten this one. There we go. Turns out these are going to be fun to tighten. Okay. Okay. Now we got one more to do. And we'll see if we can get that going this way. Nope. Okay. I'm going to have to go even further forward. Woohoo! All right. Probably end up buying a new chain for this thing too. Thing's in rough shape. Wow, that is craziness. And that last one. Hold on, buddy, I'm making a video. I'll get you some in a little bit. Alright. Now, I have all 4 bolts tight and on there. And we got the locking tab, which is this piece right here, which fits on there, something like that. And we get the new nut, which he bought. He bought a newer nut than mine came with the hub, so I'm just gonna use the new one. Okay. See if I can find the nut socket. Yep, right there. Yes, Andrew, I will get you a chocolate milk in a minute, please. That's tight. And there's 2 tabs that bend over the nut. In this case, 1, because that other one's on a tab, so good enough. And that's how the rotor is on. Then the next part is the brakes. So on the brakes, the whole brake mechanism right here. Let me shrink you guys down so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Okay. There's a hole right there for a spring. And exactly sure that goes on there, like that. Probably have a little bit of a party putting this one together. It popped out with a little bit of luck. I was hoping it would pop back in, but it's not going to happen like that. Alright, so this is the rear brake. Goes in like that. Oh yeah, that's gonna stop it. All right. Then there's a spring goes into the hole here. And up to something over here. Okay. Not exactly sure how that goes in there, but we'll find out later on. And then it goes up like that, but I'm going to take this nut off the bottom. See, basically what I'm doing is I'm putting back together something that someone already took apart, and no idea, so I've never done one before, how it came apart. So, not knowing and guessing, okay, there is one, here's two, right here. Whew. This is craziness. Craziness. Okay, goes to the top of the block. That's where that came from. Alright. Going where that goes. It'll fix all the brakes, and they will all work when I'm done. Man, it's mental. I am a little over full in oil, but that's all right. Okay, and then that takes care of that part. So we're gonna find out. Oh, high, low, and high, neutral, and low. So that's the shifter. All right. I guess maybe up in here someplace. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out where that goes, but that goes somewhere up there. I'll have to look at the picture, but you can see the high, low, and neutral. Well, high, neutral, and reverse, I mean. So, it went into something. I just don't know what. But that's okay, we'll figure it out. Okay, so, that's tight, those are tight, that's all done, that's in there. All we have left is to put this piece on here, so let's get that crack-a-lacking on that. See if I can find out what size socket that is. Looks like a 10, and it is. Alright, let me get a pair of pliers. I'm not going to be able to use a socket underneath when I do it, but basically a parking brake cable. Yep, just like that. And get a socket, and I can push that up in there and tighten it up like that. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to see it first if I can get it started. pushing down, pulling up on that at the same time. See if I can get to catch a thread or two. Nice. Beautiful. Drop you down there like that. Alright. I'll use my pliers again. And of course the other ratchet's on the other side. Now I'll just switch it out. What I'm adjusting right now is the parking brake. Okay. That's gonna go just like that. Boom. Nice. And the spring goes into the line, gets up top there. And that's pretty much it for the brakes. So we got the drive line hooked up, the rear brakes are hooked up, the front brakes are done. The shaft is in, the oils are full. What do we got next? Andrew, not right now, buddy. I will get you a drink in a little bit. You just had one. Okay. Let me see if I can get to this top one. Yep. Okay. Well, that's pretty much it for right here at this time. I changed the oil. The filter is coming in. And then we got to order a battery strap, a battery, so that goes to my 125. We get the brakes working, back and front. Yeah, looks like we're about ready to go with this thing. This thing's gonna be a sweet little ride. Well, thank you guys for watching. Sorry it's such a boring video on this one. This was so many different things went wrong on this one. Between the camera not working properly and everything else, but we're going to move this whole system to the back wheel. We're going to order over the winter the axle for the 250, and the brakes are going to be on the driver's side, if you will, of the bike. So we're getting it all together. We got the brakes done, tires are up, antifreeze is full, carburetor is on and mounted. I got to do the airbox tube. But for the most part, she's all up and going. So I can't wait to ride this thing. Well, thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe if you have any questions or comments. By all means, send them my way. This is pretty exciting, so I'm happy to be doing these things for you guys. So, and remember, I used Lucas 7590 in the gear case. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. That's pretty much it. Nothing fancy, nothing too exciting going on with this one. But I can't wait to ride it. It's going to be fun. Well, we got a fire department or something. Always something going on. Always. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you guys. When you guys fill up your antifreeze, if the thing had no antifreeze, this one did, but if it didn't, there's a little screw on top of your thermostat. That's your thermostat housing right there. On top of that, you take that out and it burps all the air out for you guys. Sure, a quick way to get the air out. So that's pretty much it for me. That's all I have. Well, thank you guys for subscribing and watching and viewing and sharing and all this stuff that you guys do. That's so awesome. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys.